I'm still have not learned my Hungarian properly, so I don't know what Josef was really talking about, but
It's better.
yeah, it's better. After like 15 years being active here, I still have not learned. So I decided not to learn anymore, but to extend our team. So before I start, let me introduce our new colleague, Attila. So he's a channel manager. He's based here in Hungary. So this is our commitment to this region. Okay, thank you. So it's our commitment to the region that we said that we will invest here. So we are here for a long time. We have a couple of customers, but now it's a time really to extend our team. So many of you probably know myself from the previous events. So now we have Attila. So Attila, if you just a few words in Hungary, just to introduce yourself.
Üdvözlök mindenkit! Gyakorlatilag egy felállással sikerült az elismerést kivívnom, köszönöm szépen. Michal fog beszélni a technológiáról most, ő a kereskedelmi igazgatója ennek a teljes régiónak, én üzletfejlesztéssel és partnerfejlesztéssel foglalkozom a régióban. Szerintem majd az előadások közti szünetekben tudunk beszélgetni egymással, és akkor átbeszéljük, hogy hogyan tudunk együttműködni majd a jövőben, hogyha esetleg eddig még nem tettük meg.
Okay, thank you. So I know Josef Santani routinish. I think it's like routine. So, but I believe this is not a routine, because what I'm going now to talk about is something really new, something we are talking for a long time, but it's already available, and I think something which I believe you will really feel it's here, it's really demanded, and it's about the autonomous networking. We're talking in the previous sessions about visibility, control, automation, and we know how much pressure is put on you in terms of different new applications, control, have a visibility. I was talking about the GDPR legislation, so there's a lot of things you are facing, and we are here to help you. So let's talk about the autonomous enterprise. But before, who we are. I guess most of you know who is already Extreme Networks. It's a company having 3,000 employees today. We are already over $1 billion company. So we made recently a couple of acquisitions. So that's our solutions are spanning from the smaller customers, transport, logistic, retail, going to the manufacturing, education, healthcare. So all the enterprise. So we are really focused on the enterprise industry. And what is really important that all the time before, who is extreme? And this is the answer. And the answer is that I hope it will work. It's a collaboration. When you look into the leaders, in the wireless LAN magic quadrant, we are as the leaders. This is the answer to you, who we are. If you are positioning, working with us, with our solution, then the answer is that we are already visible and recognized in the market as the leaders. And in terms of data center, we are improving a lot. So even in the terms of the data center, we are moving ahead. So we are currently at the challengers. So the solutions from the end-to-end networking, from the access to the core to the data center. So that's about the marketing. I'm not going to talk about the marketing, because today it's about the trends you're faced, where the networking is going. It's all about digitization, agility, that the network has to be enough agile. I think the last event I was talking about the Škoda Auto, one of our top customers, how the network is supporting. In 1 year, we deployed the new core, and the new core was deployed during the operations. So have you heard about some network break in the Škoda? Okay, they don't manage to supply the cars on time, but that's not because of the network. That's because simply the demand. But the core network was implemented during the normal operations. Just imagine that you or your customers, you need to completely redesign the network, but you do in the full operations. So this is the agility of the network to support the business, non-stop operations. IT and business integration, because it's a business who is ordering the services. Even in the think of healthcare, we are discussing with some of the hospitals, buying the infusion pumps. Those are usually not the IT devices, but they have to be connected to the network. But they are owned by the health personnel. But they have to be connected to the network, and you have to have a view on them. Data overload. A lot of data going into the network, and you have to maintain that. And security, which is everywhere. So the era of the autonomous enterprise is coming. We are not the only ones who are talking about that. But if you imagine retail engagement, how the retail shops are fighting for us as the shoppers, how they are monitoring, how to push you to buy more, connected classrooms, interactive sessions, e-learning, remote trainings. If you talk about digital enterprises, people are bringing their own devices into the work. They're using own devices. They are accessing to own applications. And the collaborative healthcare. So these all are requiring to automate the things, to really have the automation, to let certain part of networking to be autonomous. And if you imagine the future of the autonomous networking, what the people are expecting, like CIOs? They want to let the network to be aligned with the business. That's why I said the business agility. That when you need to deploy new services, new application, network has to align to those needs automatically without the need to send the army of engineers and to reconfigure the network. Compliance review, user experience, SLAs, regulations, business intent. All the regulation was talking about the GDPR and the others. And the peer benchmarking, to be able to be measured with the competitors, to know what's the advantage. And going back again to Škoda, why this is the most successful car manufacturer in the world? That's simply because of that. Recently, when they were pushing for the new network, and they were in Germany, the guys told them, yes, they are the most advanced IT in the whole Volkswagen group, because they actually understood what the network was required. And if we talk about network operations, it's about self-healing report with a clear understanding of return of investment, failures, resolution, RMA reports, optimization checklist, security, best practices. We're talking about the workflows. I will talk about the workflows. So from the operation point of view, it's about the network. It should be up and running, but you have to understand what's happening there to have a clear outputs. And from the user perspective, self-service portal. You're acting as a service broker. If you're responsible for IT, you should be acting as a service provider to offer new services, to optimize. From the user to have always optimized network, because to be connected always on, and even for the bandwidth consuming applications. Peer benchmarking on the user experience. And that the network services are following the mobile user experience. So the user who knows the application has to have the same user experience from whatever they connect. Is it the fixed network or the wireless network? Is it that location? So from the user perspective, to work and measure the user experience. That's what is the autonomous networking. So if we go into evolution, where we are today, usually we are here. This is a reality. Even Gartners are saying something like 80% of all the enterprises are still the main operational tool is CLI. That's all these academies, armies of the engineers, and I think all of us, we spent a lot of time on different academies on the CLI. Yeah, it was a time. But let's move forward. Now we are moving more and more to the user interface. So it's changing. Even according to Gartner, it's in 3 years, the CLI from the 80% should go down to less than 30%. What do you think is the next step? Try to guess. Perfect. Thank you. The next one is the API. So, yes, somewhere we are already there. We have multiple customers, including the government, where we have integrations with other vendors. And what else? I was too quick. Sorry, I was too quick. It was too short. And the last one is artificial intelligence. So this is where is the evolution of the networking, where we are going. What's our vision? We are on the market for a very long time. Some history goes to the 80s. We do have the employee that are in the company more than 50 years. Whatever Extreme was established in 96, but the company has that long heritage, and we are using all the experience from that. And our vision, first of all, it's analytics everywhere. On the last session, we were talking about the analytics, visibility, control, up to the applications level. And it's important everywhere, from the core to the distribution to the real edge. The second, to have a deep insights. When you understand the network, you can predict. You can predict what's happening. Think about different anomalies. Almost every attack which is happening in the network is somehow characterized some certain anomaly. if you understand really deep what applications are running in a network, what are the flows, what are the users, what are the devices, you have the baselining that traffic and any anomaly, you might know about that, right at the access switch, at the AP, or in the end, we'll talk about the IT. So it's predictive analytics, root cause analysis, federated learning, security, behavior anomaly detection, RF optimization. So all that are the aspects that we understand that you can start to make the autonomous networking because you understand what's in the network. You have enough insights in the network. And then you can automate the things. And that's about the workflows. When I managed a couple of times to meet some of the key customers, when I showed the workflows, how to describe what the IT, what the administrators are doing in terms of workflows. They are not having all the know-how inside the hand, all the configurations that you put into the workflows. What's happening if the switch is connected? If this happens, let's do this. If it fails, let's do this. So it's the first step of the automation, really to understand what has to be done in the network automatics. What, for example, Škoda is actually using. If they buy 50 switches, they cannot wait for the administrators to configure everything. It's all automated. So a lot of vendors, people are talking about the automation, but they're usually in the individual silos. Within automation within the server, automation within the application teams, automation within the network, automation within the security teams. But it's not enough. Because the main problem, and that's the fact, that's the analysis, that the time used for, and when you're working, that most of the time you spend, this way, 90% of the time is actually spent on the communication in between the people within the different silos. And I'm sure that you have all the same experience, how networking people are talking to the server people, to the application people. Usually there are barriers, and this is a reality. So then the thing that 90% is spent on the communication between the silos, but only 10% is used for the real work. And this is something what we are addressing to help to understand the different people, what's happening in the network within the workflows. So we talking for a long time, and we are cooperating with RelNet for a very long time, and they are the solutions we have in the market for a long time. From accessing the network, people, devices, IoT devices, connected to the wireless fixed network, provided by the cloud, hybrid cloud, private cloud, or the on-premise solution. And on top of that, there are the applications. We spend a lot of time talking about our management system, multi-vendor management system, about the control, how to access the endpoints and grant the automated policies, analytics everywhere, governance engine. That's, for example, a solution that is helping you with the compliances like GDPR. A workflow composer, I just mentioned, working with the workflows. Extreme artificial intelligence, RF, real-time Wi-Fi optimization. If I have time, I will just show you a couple of slides about that. So these are the applications that are supporting all that. And these applications are using our extreme management system. We do have multiple customers here in Hungary already. They are using that management system. And that management system is developed for decades. And it's using one single database. This is very important to know that all the information that they are actually, what's happening in the network are stored in one single database. It's very easy to get this information out of it and share with other systems. And it's accessible real time, and it provides very deep insights. Was there. So if we talk about the network orchestration, access control, analytics, alarms, events, workflows, and connectors, API to other systems. So it's all possible. It does not matter, it is the wired, wireless, if you talk about IoT, multi-cloud, virtual infrastructure, and it provides very rich context, information about the devices, like location, operating system, usernames, if they are connected, applications performance. So this is the database which is very clear. So last year, when we started to go the road to the autonomous networking, our first task was to converge all the portfolio we got from Avaya, from Brocade, from Motorola Zebra. So we converged and we provide the solution for network automation and the integrated workflow automation. This year, we already are bringing, and we have a solution for artificial intelligence in terms of Wi-Fi optimization. I will show you in a minute. And now we are bringing the artificial intelligence for the security. We used to talk about the security-assisted networking, which is purely, it is a solution that is about the understanding of the application flows in the network and creating the behavior analysis. So the information that's coming right from the switches, access switches or the access points, learning what's happening, and any deviation to the baseline can be used for further processing. So to apply policies or to just simply define the alert that something is happening in the network. So you have the information right from the entrance at the edge of the network. And this is, for example, what is happening in Škoda, because all the intelligence is at the edge of the network. The core is there only to forward the packets. You don't need any real intelligence in the network. The whole network is running on one single protocol. The ones they were on the presentation last year, you know that it's about one single protocol in the whole Škoda network. So the core is actually very simple. So the all intelligence is at the edge, and that's what we can then work with the network anomaly detection right at the edge. Further on, we are going to move further, predictive analytics, actionable insights, software as a service, role-based access control, and further on, we are moving in the direction of the network behavioral anomaly detection. I know a lot of partners, they were working with us for years. We used to be a very security company. I'm talking especially about Enterasys, which I'm coming from. We are really going back and utilizing our technology towards the security again, but that's the networking security. So a bit of insights. So this is a solution we launched last week. So just to have it, this is more like a story about the autonomous networking. And it consists of extreme elements. They are building the autonomous network, connected to the third-party solutions managed by the humans, and the all is making the autonomous enterprise. So if we go a bit into the details, so autonomous, the attributes, who they are, to make the network that automatically detects the errors and can correct them without your guidance, which means you set the rules, and there are some event, some security incident, something which is not required, it automatically is detected and corrected without the need you touch it. The baseline, the behavior of users and devices, and implement policy control. If there is any deviation, think about the IoT devices, healthcare, rentgens. If they start to communicate the traffic which is not wanted, you want to automatically report it and apply certain policy up to layer 7. Understand the business critical application experiences and optimize it. So it's another thing for the machine learning artificial intelligence to optimize the applications and the bandwidth and detect and mitigate the security breaches before they come, before they do some problem. We do have a very nice customer in Czech State Veterinary Administration, 350 locations all over the Czech Republic. And the main driver for, in addition to the analytics, was the integration with the anti-ransomware solution. Because if the ransomware is detected, they don't have to touch the network because it's automatically quarantined. So it's just one of the real implementation already of the part of artificial intelligence, which is like machine learning. So in terms of messaging, so there are different elements. We talk about open ecosystems, artificial intelligence. We talk about the security, which I will just spend a bit of time, automation, analytics, insight, and software-driven infrastructure. I'm not going to talk about the pieces. Some of you know our portfolio. The other pieces, they are already in our portfolio. There's nothing new that we would just bring a new solution, new products. This is what we are actually inheriting from what we are doing till now. All these elements, they are creating the whole autonomous enterprise. So it's started from the infrastructure, going through the management system and control, through the automation, security, analytics, insights, human services and support, software-driven infrastructures. It's all is actually a concept. And the good thing is that you can actually position those elements into, okay, that was too quick, to the different verticals. So it means that as we are addressing different verticals, you can use the different elements to position a solution to different verticals, to different use cases, because this is an architecture. It's not a product, it's not a single purpose solution, it's architecture. It's always talking about that. What I just wanted to mention here is artificial intelligence for the security. This is what I think it's one of the solutions I was waiting for a very long time, because we do have a technology, but we were not describing that. And this is, in other words, what are the challenges? A lot of different IoT devices coming to the network. Devices you have very limited control, very limited possibility to install some software agents or even to authenticate. The option is just to understand the traffic. When the network, when the device is connected, just to understand the traffic, create a baseline, and if there's any deviation to the baseline, to the main traffic pattern, just quarantine it or change the policy. So the thing is that the challenge is how to control, and very often it takes a lot of time to find the problem, because most of the security attacks are now coming from the IoT devices. This is a fact. And the malicious traffic moves inside the network with no visibility. So what's our solution? The baseline, the traffic, create the policy, and if there's any deviation, just to quarantine it or change the policy, encrypt the traffic to the network. So do it on the access of the network. Remediate, contain the suspicious devices, and to provide the visibility. So, and the benefits, it's a very scalable solution. So you don't need to change the infrastructure. It's possible to deploy in the existing infrastructure. The only thing, you are adding the perimeter of the security to the real edge of the network. And so these are the solutions for different verticals. I don't want to go into the details, but because I have just last few minutes, I want to show one example that is real. It's here today. This is the artificial intelligence for the Wi-Fi. So I don't want to talk, because many vendors are talking about the artificial intelligence, but they do talk about the vision. But this is a reality. If you know our price file, you will find it there, and you will find the real customers behind. And just a few examples that's really real. So these are the challenges. What are the human limitations? Why we are talking about the machine learning, artificial intelligence? Because simply we are humans, we are limited. And the pressure that is put on us is simply so high that we do need to involve those machine learning, artificial intelligence, because 75% of the issues identified by the end user, they are the reactive ones. Error prone, 37% downtime is due to human error. And 90% of the time spending by identifying problems. So it's about inefficiency. And there are the real examples already of the artificial intelligence and machine learning. If you look on the Amazon, they recommend, if you're buying something, they recommend some item to you. It's not only Amazon, the others. Facebook, you don't need to tag your friends in the faces, because they will tag instead of you, because they already recognize the faces. So they are the real examples. And so I'll just go quickly. So if we talk about the extreme artificial intelligence here, we are just using the technology we have for a long time, learn the previous scenarios, calculate them in the real time, and provide the outputs. So just an example, if we talk about specifically the Wi-Fi, so intelligent Wi-Fi operation as a service, and it's about self-optimization and autonomous correction from learned history, events, users, devices, and environments, and to have the KPI to validate potential change and prove the performance gains. So it means in the roaming, if you have some issues with the roaming, and it's very often problem with the Wi-Fi roaming, if that scenario happened, it's recorded. When it happens next time, you already have some activity, some correction. And when you need to do next time, it's automatically learned from the past to change, to correct automatically. And then you can show, for example here, unusable connection gains was 2 hours. So you know exactly the KPI, what correction has been done and what you saved. So the autonomous managed service is all about some kind of cycle. So that you have operational policies, algorithms, you need to have a possibility to auto-detect the issues, do the auto-diagnose root cause, auto-correlates the issues, update machine learning models, and operates. It's all together. So learning, making corrections, but you know what's happening, and I will show you in a minute some examples. So this is just the dashboard, performance at a glance. So you see in the last 24 hours, okay, I will use this one, this may be better. So you see how many automatic corrections has been done, so 66% connected, most correctable models. So here you see different devices, they were corrected. Least correctable models, models with most issues detected. So there are some devices. Popular models. It's not important what's there, but it's important visibility. There were certain corrections done without any CLI intervention. People were not, they can focus on something else because you did certain activities automatically. Here are the proactive monitoring, reporting, optimization. So top mitigations. How many mitigations? Issues, top issues detected. Radio road causes, average improvements. So improvements of the radios, improvements of the roaming. So it's actually helping with the roaming. Performance improvements, some details, I don't want to go into the details, but performance actions per day. So what happens? So, and what I see as a really important, unusable connection case. So you'd have a real number that you can go to your management, to the owners, to the people they have money, to show what you saved automatically. Because it's all, at the end, it's all about money. I know there's a lot of complaints. I don't have money. I don't have money. I cannot get the money. But if you prove how much you can save, then you get the money for sure. And these are the examples. So I don't want to go details. I just wanted to show there is a real solution already, which is the machine learning, artificial intelligence, that is helping you to operate the networks better, much better, and concentrate on the other thing, because that's what the guys at Škoda Auto are doing. They really don't spend time with the network operations. They do spend time with the development, with the supporting the new applications, new productions, not with the daily operations. I know sometimes you have to do it, but why not to do certain repeatable tasks to let to do the systems and tools? So I don't want to go into the details. So at the end, what I just want to say, because the time is running, about the AI benefits. It's here. We should not say this is the future, because there are real examples. It's about the adoption, how you feel this interested. You do have already a certain implementation, because it's really saving a lot of time. So if you're really interested to learn more, we'll be here. You can always get in touch with RelNet about that. They have expertise as well. And this is something what I can tell you the competition is not offering at all. They are talking about that. But when you go to the reality, the solution is completely different. So we are leveraging the management system. We are learning the know-how, the visibility control, what is available today, and just help you to offload from the task you are. And it doesn't matter what vertical it is. I know this starts with manufacturing commercial sector, but even the government is already implementing that. Because simply they have limited humans. And there are some security attacks that you need to act right in the network. So if you are interested in more into the details, we can talk later about that. And that's pretty much it from my side. I just wanted to talk about something new, something which is really coming and something which is really differentiated on the market. So thank you very much for your attention. Is there any question? I hope we will have later on. Yes?
Maybe I'd like to hear something about the prices. I'm a sales person.
Okay, understand, price. Answer will be very simple. This could be provided as an on-premise, as a public cloud, or hybrid cloud. We have different models how to start from as a service. And this is a quite unique flexibility which we are providing, that our actual solution can be operated in those different modes. It's just up to you, because if you start with a project, maybe you want to have it in a public cloud. The advantage of the cloud is that the computing is done there, and you can use the different computing from the different networks. If it is on-premise, obviously you are losing those data, but everything is with the on-premise. So the price is very affordable, I can tell you what it brings. Even the government are actually finally investing in that. And I always say, if customers can buy Cisco, they have a lot of money. Because, you know, the reality, if you look like a switch to switch, yes, there is not that much difference. But the difference is the software. When you now compare, I ask to calculate Cisco DNA, or titration, or ACI. You know what I'm talking about. We do have one solution, actually. So there's a complete huge difference. But if it is box to box, that's a different approach. Our approach is completely different. And we are now just leveraging what we are inventing for a long time. And there was always time talking that the visibility control is stored in the management system, not in the hardware itself. And that's not a proprietary solution. So my answer is, it's very affordable. We have different models, but tell you it's $1 or 1 million, I don't know. It's really very affordable. I will be happy to answer more later on. Any other question? So thank you very much for your attention. I hope it was at least a bit understandable. I know it's you think artificial intelligence is somewhere in the future, but trust me, it's not. It's here. So thank you very much again for your attention.